Get you some sultrylim.com. If you wanna get it tonight, get you some sultrylim.com. Make your body feel right. Get you some sultrylim.com.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue and I am back for another The Bondy Blue Show. Yes, enough actually happened for me to come together with a comprehensive talk about things that have been taking place in entertainment. So, I want to start off by talking about Teairra Marie and K. Michelle. Normally, I would wait until Love and Hip Hop, but I was just like, why not? I don't feel like talking about this by the time we get to Monday, okay? So, basically, we all saw, if you watch Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, you saw that K. Michelle was being very messy by sticking her plastic nose where it didn't belong into Teairra Marie's business. She had a meeting with Akbar, and she put out there that she believes that Teairra might have leaked her own sex tape. To that, Teairra Marie got on the internet and replied, K. Michelle, suck my dick. And I was like, okay, I guess, whatever. From there, it continued on. K. Michelle says that, you know what, I was thinking about it today, and Rihanna is way better than you, bitch. Okay, and I'm just like, K. Michelle, like, what? Who cares about that? You know that that's like a sore subject for Teairra, because back in the day they were both signed to the same label, but Rihanna got pushed forward and Teairra didn't. But we all know this because Teairra has an attitude problem and other issues she'd had in her life, like the alcoholism, whatever. However, Teairra has a habit of getting in her own way. K. Michelle, you have that exact same fucking problem. You get in your own way too. This was just unnecessary for them to be going back and forth online, messaging each other, texting each other, talking about, no, bitch, Keisha Cole was better than you, and fuck you, no, fuck you, it's on site, girl, whatever, I'm rich. Like, total and complete bullshit. Let me read y'all right quick. I do agree with Teairra about how am I like Mimi Fox? I'm not getting a check because of my sex tape. I'm trying to sue people because of my sex tape. So I do understand, and when you look at it from that point of view, why Teairra got mad for you to put it out there. But at the end of the day, Teairra, you should have known this is what's gonna happen. You knew this is what was going to happen because this shit was already out on the blogs before it came out on the show. I don't understand why she felt the need to reply to K. Michelle. Like, who the fuck cares what K. Michelle think? K. Michelle need to be worrying about her own fucking career and worrying about why she felt the need to change her last nose to this new nose, and now she sounds 2 octaves higher than I remember her sounding. So, like, I just wouldn't even be giving anybody any attention. I wouldn't be giving anybody any steam to add to some more bullshit by putting it on a blog that Teairra Marie and K. Michelle got into an argument over iMessaging. It's on site. Bitch, whatever, okay? We'll see. We'll see if it's on site. But I doubt that either one of you two bitches with y'all leaky booties are gonna fight one another, because one of y'all might end up falling on one of those leaky ass cheeks, and then boom, pow, there's silicone and ass juice everywhere. Nobody wants that. Teairra Marie and K. Michelle, go sit the fuck down and wait your turn until Monday for us to give a fuck about what's going on with y'all two right now. Thank you. So you guys, in a continuation of the Botham Jean story, the black man in Dallas who was killed by a police officer upon opening his door, to which she thought it was her apartment, but we all know that that's probably tad bit inconceivable, seeing as though she was heard by some of the neighbors allegedly screaming for him to let her in. And then upon him opening his door, she shot him at the front door. And I want to know what burglars answer the fucking house doors that they burgling. What happened? Like, I'm just still so uncomfortable with this story. I'm so pissed off about some of the news media deciding to bring out the facts that there was marijuana in his apartment. So the fuck what? So what? I really want to know what weed being in his apartment has to do with anything. That was like saying he had a bottle of Cabernet Sauvignon in his refrigerator, bitch. So the fuck what? I know we in Dallas, but it's still 2018. And for most people, we have decriminalized marijuana. So stop trying to act like somebody having a little weed in their apartment is a reason or a cause for a police officer going to the wrong apartment and then shooting and killing him. We also heard some talk that there was some police items and things like that in his apartment. We all think that there was a relationship going on between him and the now identified Amber Guyger. I don't know if that's how you pronounce her last name, but I've seen her face and her name is Amber. And I want to know why Miss Amber is still walking around free in Dallas. Apparently, the people who live in Dallas had a problem with them as well. So they had this little press conference, and the chief of police, which just so happens to be a black woman, she says that they have civil service laws to adhere to. I want to know what civil service law she's talking about, because civil rights attorney Justin Moore says Chief Hall might not be well informed on the law. The department's orders state the chief of police may circumvent all formal disciplinary procedures to render an immediate decision when it deems it necessary to preserve the integrity of the police department. Okay, so all of this is bullshit. This is all too fishy. I want to know what the fuck is going on, because I am tired of people who wear a uniform being told that they can go out just killing people and civilians don't deserve the same benefit of the doubt. Okay, like just thinking about the fact that she actually killed somebody, yet she is walking around free, while my father-in-law is still in jail over him allegedly burning down a house like 10 fucking years ago. Like, I hate to get so personal, but if y'all know how much that annoys me, okay, how much that bothers me in my spirit, that there are people who are in jail right now who don't deserve to be there, yet this bitch can go around killing people at their front stoop, and it's okay. She can walk around free because there are civil service laws to adhere to. Really, bitch? Really? Y'all, pray for me and my family, and pray for my psyche. Because these types of stories just infuriate me even more. Like, I don't even like thinking about the situation that's going on with my father-in-law right now, because I feel so helpless. And it's one of the most terrible things. He's in his 60s. He's not hurting anybody. And he's in jail right now. And this bitch can be out here killing people. Something that if she wasn't a police officer, they would have put her under the jail for just walking up to somebody's front door and shooting them. Okay, but here we are. Y'all, I'm gonna just leave that right there. So you guys, a lot of y'all was asking me to talk about Nivea. Nivea did an interview on Gossip.com called Finding Nivea. And at first I was like, why do y'all want me to talk about Nivea? Ain't nobody heard from Nivea since, like, mid-2000s. Last time we checked on her, she was divorced from the Dream and had a baby by Lil Wayne. Like, what do we have to talk about here? And then I watched the interview, and it was very heartfelt and very real, and Nivea has a story to tell. Okay, let's get into it. So, we haven't seen Nivea since the early 2000s when she had, Complicated and Laundromat and Don't Mess with My Man, cause I'ma be the one I bring it to ya. Yeah, okay, you know what I'm saying? Then she sung the hook for Danger by Mystical, which, us New Orleans people, that was our shit. Danger! Danger! Get on the floor! The nigga right here! Sing it! Been so long, he's been on, so please show me what it is that you want to see. I'm here for it, okay? Apparently, Khalees was supposed to sing the hook, but she couldn't do it, so they called on Miss Nivea, who was out here singing all the hooks. Okay, so Nivea grew up in extreme poverty, okay? And when she went to New York with her 36-track demo, she signed $1 million contract based off of a lie, all right? She told them executives that she wrote all the songs, and she did not write all the songs, but we know that a lot of people say that they write songs, but they don't be writing those songs, okay? Either way, she got $1 million contract off that. She met Lil Wayne because Lil Wayne hooked up with her under the false pretense that he wanted to do a song, but really he just wanted her phone number. So they got engaged, had a whole relationship, and, they broke up because Lil Wayne is a hoe, all right? She moved on to The Dream. The Dream and her had this musical connection, and they really worked on their craft together and got married and had 3 children together. And then their marriage dissolved, and she went back to Lil Wayne and had a 4th child with Lil Wayne. And after that, her life became about her kids because the daddies had to be out here making millions of dollars, touring and being a Dream and being Lil Wayne. And she talks about how it was so hard for her to confine herself to the life of a mother, the life of going to every PTA meeting, being at every game, being there 100% for her children because their fathers couldn't really be there. And she's not saying that they didn't help her. I'm sure financially, Lil Wayne and Dream have taken care of their kids, but when it comes to somebody being there to help you with the day-to-day, she didn't have that, and she refused to hire nannies. Nivea wanted to be there for her children, you guys, and she was just crying in the interview about how emotional she gets when she thinks about the love that she has for her children, and that now that she is in a better place with knowing who she is as a woman, because throughout her career she would have black people telling her she was too pop and have white people telling her she was too black. They didn't know how to market a black girl with tattoos and, you know, poverty-stricken hood bitch antics. They didn't know how to handle Nivea, which I think is such bullshit to me. She kind of got pushed out of the limelight for Tiairra, and, you know, she was like, Tiairra wasn't singing about popping coochie, but she was in the video, indeed, popping coochie. So, you know, just talking about how they wanted you to look like some, you know, teenage princess who hasn't been touched, but then they wanted you to be sexual, and they felt like nobody wanted to fuck Nivea. And I'm like, who told them that? See, that's what works on my nerves about when we have to think about our beauty and our attractiveness in the eyes of white folks who will look at a black woman who is identifiably black, not light skin, not confusion, not, you know, racially ambiguous, none of that. Real black chick, tattoos, grew up in the hood. Oh, she's not marketable. Who wants to fuck her? All the hood niggas. What is you talking about? All the niggas spending all of their money on Jordans. All the niggas spending their money on, like, I'm just saying, like, that's just such an ignorant thing to say. And an ignorant image to put out there as a reason to why they wouldn't give this girl a fair shot when she was giving them hits and giving them good music and writing her own stuff. But you know what? The past is the past, and she's come to the, you know, the realization that her time is her time. Now her kids are at an age where they can kind of fend for themselves a little bit more, and now she has an album coming out, and it's a duo album. Her duo album, she says, is along the lines of an Andre 3000's, you know, Love Below speaker box type of situation. One side is like the R&B side, and the other side is a more acoustic side. You know, one has her with the color in her hair and her makeup done, and the other side has her natural with no makeup on. So I'm really looking forward to her duo album because Nivea has a beautiful voice and she can write. So if she's putting out music, I definitely want to give it a listen and tell y'all how I feel about it. So we'll be, you know, looking forward to that. Also, y'all, what was going on? Did Nivea have a stroke? I saw somebody talking about her mouth was kind of crooked like Bobby Brown. And the only time I've seen that happen is when people have strokes. Did Nivea have a stroke she didn't tell us about? I don't know. I only saw it when she got emotional and she was crying. But either way, y'all, shout out to Nivea for coming back. Shout out to Nivea for having a story to tell. Shout out to Nivea for being her authentic self and not giving a fuck about how anybody feels about that. That interview was very raw, and I was here for it. So if y'all haven't seen it, y'all go on by Sip and y'all check it out. All right, y'all, in fuck shit news that I don't believe, Beyonce's drummer of 7 years, Kimberly Thompson, claims that Beyonce has been harassing her and controlling her with extreme witchcraft. All right? Witchcraft. Like, really, bitch? Okay, she says that Beyonce killed her cat, that she's been controlling her finances in a relationship she's had with other people. And she says that Beyonce stole some intellectual property and computer drives. And I'm just like, girl, Beyonce did not steal no computer drives from you. Intellectual property? Maybe. She does that, okay? But that's not the point. The point is this is all bullshit. Like, this lady obviously is going through something. She tried to get a protective order against Beyonce, but it was denied. She has another hearing coming up in October, and I want to know, what information do you think you're going to give somebody that's going to make them give you a protective order against Beyonce, like Beyonce out here looking for you? If Beyonce is sending people, she's sending other people, of which won't be a part of your protection order. So it makes no sense to me if it actually was true. I don't believe it's true. I think it's all bullshit. I think this is somebody who either wants attention or somebody that's going through some type of mental breakdown. I don't know, but come on now. Beyonce using what? Witchcraft? Really, child? Even if she was using witchcraft, I doubt she gives a fuck enough about her drummer, who she could easily replace. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how they probably got this many female drummers that's off the chain in this world, and she has like an all-female band. So something tells me that if she wanted to replace you, there's a short list of black female drummers that she could pick from. So there's no need to be sitting up here worrying about what the fuck you doing in your off time. I'm just saying, that's the way it looked to me. I don't know Beyonce's life. I know she's very controlling of the product that she puts out, of her image, and I appreciate all of that. Because of that, she's been able to stay as pristine as possible in the climate of social media, and we trying to drag motherfuckers down to the gutter with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what people like to do, and they've never been able to do that to Beyonce. And this article makes me feel like y'all trying to bring the queen down to somebody's basement level, and I'm not here for it. I'm not here for it, all right? Now, I'm not in any way a stan. So if somebody give me some actual factual shit that sound right, then I'm here for the information. Let me know. But besides that, this story sounds fucking crazy. So I want our girl, Kimberly Thompson, to go, go see a doctor, talk to somebody. Maybe she needs to get on some medication. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But you worked for Beyonce for 7 years, sis. 7 years. So she been doing all of this to you for 7 years? Oh, okay. She look like she ain't got time to me. But let you tell it, girl. Bitches is crazy. All right, Sean. So let's talk about Katt Williams. All right, last week, Katt Williams was on V103 in Atlanta, and on one part of the interview, he went in on Wanza. Wanza is the host of the show, right? And he, bruh, let me tell you something. I was watching it on YouTube, and I just thought it was funny. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I didn't think any of the things that happened because of this interview were going to happen, including how everybody blew up the situation with him talking about Tiffany Haddish, which was only like 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes of the 20-minute interview. Most of it was him going in on Wanda. Katt went absolutely in on Wanda. He said that only one of us has $12 worth of jewelry on. If you buy 2 packs of Newport 100s, you can get everything that Wanda has on for $7.99. Come on down. I was dying laughing. Wanda was mad at her co-host Frank because she was mad that they put it online after the fact, that they didn't go to a commercial break and all of that. But Frank tried. Frank tried to go to a commercial break when they started going in on one another. And Wanda, why were you so lackadaisical with your comebacks, bitch? None of your comebacks were on point. It seems to me that you were trying to stick up for Tiffany Haddish. Katt Williams decided to pick on you a little bit. Instead of being the true blue comedian that we thought you were, you just bitched up and let him completely run on you. Like, he ribbed the fuck out you on your own show, to the point that your only response was to show up at a show with your old man and your sons on some bullshit. And I personally feel like it was unnecessary. He ribbed you. It wasn't that serious. It was never that serious for your husband to show up allegedly with a gun. And I saw all the different video clips, and I saw him running at Katt, and I saw Katt kind of see what was going on and turn around, but I didn't see a gun. So y'all tell me if y'all saw a gun in any of the videos. But all I know is Katt is a sourpuss comedian. Sometimes he can be a bitter Betty bitch. And that's all well and good. He's a comedian. Like, he says shit up out his mouth all the time that we might not necessarily agree with. But showing up at his show with your old man to start some bullshit with your kids, it's just some ignorant shit. And it's uncalled for. And if you don't want to get ribbed, get your ass off the radio ribbing other people. Because you sure in the fuck was throwing out the sis and Miss Katt, and he need his hair done, she need her hair done and all of that. See, it's okay for you to throw out female pronouns when you talking about a man when he done got in your ass. Trust me, I do the same thing sometimes. Like, if, oh, you going in on me, how's this? But I feel like I'd have been a little bit more funnier. Man, like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? When the last time you got on the step stool to eat some vagina, Katt Williams? Come over here and let me serve it to you on a platter with your hungry, thirsty looking ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta roll with the punches, bitch. I just felt like she blew that situation out of proportion, and Katt Williams was just being his old regular stingy, disgusting ass. When he told her that she was big for radio, I could have passed out. Anyway, so let's move on to Katt's comments about several comedians, including Gerard Carmichael and Lil Rel and Tiffany Haddish. Let's start with Lil Rel and Gerard Carmichael. First of all, I love Lil Rel. I love Gerard Carmichael. I'm mad that Gerard Carmichael's show left because his show was very intelligent, very smart, very funny. I enjoy his comedy, all right? He's a weird person when you watch him in interviews, but his comedy is genius. So if he's ugly, I don't know. Like, I don't look at men like that. To me, ugly men can get it. Like, I don't understand this whole, oh, niggas is ugly. They men. They supposed to be ugly. Who cares? Okay? Are you funny? Do you have nice teeth? Can you fuck? Main things. I don't give a fuck. Nice teeth. All right? You can be as ugly as you want to. Nice teeth. Good job. Treat me right. Got jokes. We good. All right? So as far as I'm concerned, Gerard Carmichael can be out here getting it. Not from me, but he could be out here getting it from anybody. Same thing with Lil Rel. Lil Rel got kids out here. Obviously, somebody thought he was nice enough to give the pussy to. Okay? So I was just like, whatever, Katt. I think Katt was just ribbing. He was just saying a lot of shit, you know, about how he outsold everybody. He owns all the rights to his shit. And Kevin Hart said all of that is a fucking lie. But let's get to these comments about Tiffany Haddish. He didn't say that Tiffany didn't deserve to be where she was. What he said was, after 16 years of her being in the game, you can't tell me one Tiffany Haddish joke. She has not done her full work when it comes to doing tours and doing comedy shows and telling jokes one after the other for hours and hours on end. I'm like, she has had a comedy special, and I've seen her comedy special. I didn't think it was that great, but I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, some people's comedy specials aren't that great. Like, they have great comedians who have a really good one and one that was just okay, and then another one that was really good. So it's just hit or miss. That doesn't mean they lack talent. At the end of the day, Tiffany Haddish deserves everything that she is getting right now because she's hardworking. She is there at those jobs, at those, you know, at the comedy clubs, at the theaters. She's there, you know, they're taping for the movie. She's there doing press on the red carpet. She is doing her best to do her fucking thing. And I don't like when anybody hates on somebody for doing their thing. But at the end of the day, Katt was right about how she hasn't connected with her audience as it pertains to doing comedy shows and tours and things of that nature. How she connects with people is her personality. And sometimes that's what works. I personally feel like I'm funny, but I don't know if I'm comedian funny. Like, I haven't sat down and wrote shit and all of that, so I would never call myself that. But I know I'm funny. I know I have a great personality. I know I'm real. I know y'all like that. And I know that I would be good in any entertainment platform that I could get myself into because I'm quick on my feet with it. And I think that Tiffany is the same way. Now, I think Tiffany's a real comedian, not like me. But what I'm saying is sometimes people like your personality, they like your spirit, they like your energy, and they're going to support what you do because they like who you are. And I think that's how Tiffany is. I love Tiffany's personality. I love Tiffany's energy. I love the fact that she refuses to allow people to step on her shine. And I love that about her. And another thing, I think after seeing The Last OG, I think that Tiffany is a better comedic actress than anything. I think that maybe stand-up might not be the strongest suit for her, and that's just as I've seen so far. I've only seen one of her shows, okay? So don't go by what I'm saying, you know, as far as her comedy shows, but I'm gonna just say that in The Last OG, she had real acting chops that I was there for. Real acting chops, real personality, real funny. Like, I just appreciate her as a black woman making it and striving. Now, what I did agree with that Katt said was that y'all are so quick to throw away Monique when Monique has constantly been this person to do tours and you know some of her jokes, you know, especially if you've seen her recently or if you were like big on her back in the day when she was popping in a queen of comedy and doing shows at prisons and, you know, all of this shit. I feel like I don't like the way that people were so willing to throw her away because she's now changed the way she, you know, she's kind of elevated. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. She's not the 30-year-old fat chick popping gum being ghetto anymore. She's got Oscars. She's risen to a certain level and she's like basically changed herself to be this older person, to be this more successful person. And some of us may not like that, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, I do see the correlation between people being so willing to throw away Monique as if she hasn't done great things before. And then you put Tiffany on a pedestal up until the point that she made it. We was all good for her on Girls Trip. But then when she played the same character too many times, now y'all want to talk shit about her. I've seen that too. And I accidentally retweeted something, and I was just retweeting it because of the movie that she was in, not because I wanted to say, oh, she plays the same character. So the fuck what? You know how many people we love play the same character all the time? Like, For the most part, Ice-T plays the same character in everything except for when he played on New York Undercover and he was the crazy killer dude. But somebody tell me the difference between the cop that was on New Jack City and the cop that he plays on SVU. Same nigga, different age and haircut, okay? So I'm just saying there are some people that have a niche and they work in a niche, and there is nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm here for Tiffany doing great. All of the movies she has coming out. I want to see the Night School movie with her and Kevin, which brings me to their interview on The Breakfast Club. Tiffany didn't really have much or nothing to say. She just said that Katt apologized. I think she didn't want to say that she felt his apology was bullshit. But I think that Katt just has his own personal issues, and that sometimes shows in the way he talks about other comedians. I think sometimes he shows himself to be a hater. And Kevin went in on him. Now, let me say this. I love Kevin Hart. But Kevin Hart is an old grandstanding, disgusting ass nigga. Just always trying to show y'all that he's out here doing the best he can. Like, we get it, Kevin. You're a good guy. Calm the fuck down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I be feeling about him sometimes. But I still love Kevin. And this interview was one of the reasons why I love Kevin. At the end of the day, Kevin was there because Kevin wanted to defend Tiffany along with his grandstanding. But he wants y'all to know that he out here making money moves to become a partner with these production companies so that he's just not being hired on as a talent. He wants to be hired on as a part of the production so that he can give other black comedians and black artists more opportunities. And that's what I'm here for. Everybody was doing all of that complaining about they not seeing ourselves. We're not seeing ourselves. Then we see ourselves and everybody wants to complain about the versions that we're seeing. I don't like that. I don't like that. I agree with him. You want to see more black people in entertainment, then you have to accept them as they come and stop looking for reasons to shoot them down and make them seem like they're not as good as everybody's making them out to be, like there's no work put in. There is definitely work put in. There was work put in with Kevin. There was work put in with Tiffany. There was work put in with Rel. There was work put in with Gerard Carmichael. There was work put in with Hannibal Buress. There was work put in with Leslie Jones. And this is another thing, because I want to talk about what Leslie Jones said in a minute. But Kevin was just going in on Katt, calling him a crab in a barrel ass nigga who fucked up his own opportunities because he wanted to get on drugs. And I'm like, see that right there? That's the truth. I feel like that's the truth. Katt was at that point where Kevin was maybe a couple of years ago before he became, Kevin Hart, like, on the same lines as Eddie Murphy. But now we're looking back. Katt had that moment. But he missed his moment when he was too busy getting arrested and getting put in jail and doing drugs and all of this shit. We know there was a time period where Katt Williams consistently got arrested over and over and over and over and over again. You fucked up your own opportunities, and now that, because you're mad about that, you want to hate on people who are doing well. And I see that, I understand that, I'm mad at that, but at the end of the day, I do think that Katt is funnier than Kevin and Tiffany Haddish. I do think he's funnier. Even that little interview with Wanda was some of the funniest shit I ever seen. But I'm not about to downplay Kevin. Kevin is hilarious. Kevin is genius. Kevin is great. And so is Tiffany. We can have all of these different forms of artists and love them individually for different things without having to feel like we have to choose sides or pick one over the other. I don't like that. And I feel like it's always that same type of competitive. There can only be one in the black community as it pertains to entertainment, with music, with actresses, with actors, with comedians. And I want to be proud of the people who have done things and who want to see other people flourish. And I think Tiffany and Kevin are two great people who want to see other people flourish under them. And that is what I have an appreciation for. That is what I respect. And Kevin, holler at me. Whatever you need, get at me. I can do cameras. I edit. I'm funny. I'm cute. I got ass. Holler at me. I will work for you. I was just saying, okay? But he brought up Leslie Jones as being somebody who Katt put on one of his shows. Like you had all of these women under you, Lunel, Leslie Jones, they all performed on tours. And that's what Katt was saying, that Kevin ain't never did nothing for nobody. He ain't never put no women on his tours. Well, he has put women on his tours. And Kevin brought up Leslie Jones. Katt never said Leslie Jones. Kevin did, as far as I heard. And I don't know why Leslie Jones got so upset about that. Because she said she want both of them niggas to keep her name out their mouth unless they eating her pussy. or something like that. I was just like, oh Lord. She says that at least Katt put her in shit. Kevin told her that she was never gonna make it. So it sounds like to me, she's not saying everything that she wants to say, but it's always been a boys club. And Kevin might be behind Tiff, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's been behind all of the female comedians. Kevin has had his time to decide who he thinks is funny and who he feels isn't funny. And obviously he's had some dealings with Leslie Jones that left her feeling a little bitter and sour. So basically I think what Leslie was saying is both of you niggas are one and the same when it comes to how men treat women in this comedy business. So shut the fuck up about me. Don't mention me and shit, because at the end of the day, I don't fuck with either one of y'all niggas. At least Katt put me on some shit. And Kevin was saying that, yeah, he might have put y'all on tours, but he never brought y'all up to bring y'all on his level. And I'm like, well, Kevin, you've done that with Tiffany, but Tiffany was already on her way up. Either way, I'm not going to like go into this and be like, oh, you help this person, you help that person. At the end of the day, fuck all of that. If you helping somebody, help somebody. Don't be a hater. Don't down somebody's talent. Don't try to dim somebody's shine because you don't agree with how they got there. And another thing, Katt, Tiffany is not light-skinned in any shape of the word. Not at all. Not light-skinned. I don't know what you're talking about. That bitch is brown, okay? We know she black. Ain't no confusion about it. Well, y'all, that was basically everything I wanted to talk about on this episode of the Bondy Blue Show. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I just want to send my last little shout outs to Portia, because Portia is preggo for her little boyfriend, and I'm excited for her. I'm happy for her. Everybody thinks she's still in Kenya Shine, and I'm like, no, she's not. Kenya's not on the show. Okay? And shout out to Bambi and Scrappy because they had their baby last night. So I'm so happy for them, and I can't wait to see when they post a little picture of the cute baby and everything. I'm excited about it. But yeah, y'all, it was a full week of fuck shit. I hope y'all enjoyed it. And like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one.